Freedom came my way that night. Just like a jet plane, in and out on the side. I was hauling ass at 1,000,000 miles an hour, wondering how hard I'd hit. When they came into the station, they said I was bad beyond repairs. But I got no qualms with my situation. Say, here I am. Say, Cherie, won't you dare to? Say, Cherie, won't you dare to? Say, Cherie. Yeah. Done? Think he's done. You get what you get with Champ. It's not a Taylor Swift concert. We're not going 3 hours. Listen, if Champ could do 3 hours, we'd outsell Taylor. Everybody knows that. I think Taylor knows that. She sent me an email the other day. Is Champy ready for tour? I said, no, he can only do half a song. Oh, now you're just showing off. These dogs begging for attention. Some dogs beg for bacon. Champy begs for attention. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday flipping night. Happy Friday night. All right, let's get this show on the road. Well, what's the show? What does he do here? Nobody really knows. Doesn't seem like he does anything. Does he plan anything? Not really. But, we pull shit off. We decide we want to make 100 GPTs in 24 hours. We just do it. Shoot first, aim second. That is how I roll. Oh, I lost a little cover for my Raspberry Pi. Look at that. Is he working on his personal computer inventory while we're watching him? Is that what's happening here? Seems to be. Happy Friday night. I don't know if I didn't see any big news today, which was good. Well, I don't know if it was good. It just was. But there was no big ripping news. We got the GPT store coming. Clint Copperhead's calling everyone to order here. Irregulars mods present turtles, llamas, hedgehogs, or I don't know what that other thing is. Llamas, hedgehogs, or please tell me you didn't put a raccoon in there. Tobias, what's happening, sir? Fantastic, fine seeing you. A raccoon. It was a raccoon. The raccoons, the problem is they multiply. So we tried to do a GPT today for Cindy Coon, and it wouldn't publish it. And then Mike McGuire, I don't know if you're on, Cindy. Mike McGuire, when he concatenated your first name and last name, it let him publish it. I have a feeling it might have taken your last name as some sort of slur. That's my new theory, because it didn't make any sense why that wasn't publishing. Strange. But because they're going with a public GPT store, they're going to start out really conservative. Side Hustle Mimi, I've been away for a while. How did the 24-hour build-a-thon go? It went awesome. Do you have any YouTube where I can watch the 24-hour GPT creations? Absolutely. In fact, I can show both of you. So Johnson Royalty and Side Hustle Mimi. Here's what we're going to do. Go to the salon.ai. Clint Copperhead. Yes, I added a raccoon. It was requested by a beloved irregular. Oh, was it? See, now look what's happening. This is in my mod channel. This just cannot stand, people. Come on, load you damn website. This Mighty Network's website is really slow. Look, this is I'm being trolled by the people that are there to protect me from trolls. Look at this. This is what I deal with, people. You think this is easy? All I wanted was a nice little 4-animal zoo. Simple. We don't need species approval committees. And now look at us. The place is run amok with street vermin. It hurts. It hurts, people. It hurts. It's actually really cute. Okay. You gotta admit, those little raccoons are cute. Cute. Okay, so go there, and then what you're gonna see is you are gonna see this little link tree, and the very first link is to the GPT-for-Good event directory. So someone asked, how did the 24-hour GPT-for-Good event go? It went so good, we got a website out of the deal. From one Vicky Baptiste, she's like, I'll make a website. We're like, okay. And then, look what she did. It's not only a website that talks about what we did and why we did it. It is now the directory for, I think it's like 151 or 2 GPTs. All these GPTs were made for nonprofits in a 24-hour period. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely incredible. So that's the first link on that link tree. So go check out that directory. Please go check out the GPTs. They're good. What's cool about the way we built the GPTs is all of them have a call to action in them. So it'll teach you about the nonprofit and answer questions about it and tell you how to volunteer for it. And then at some point in that interaction, it'll ask you to donate and take you right to the donate page, which I thought was pretty slick. And then the second link here is the YouTube playlist. I've got my TikToks on here. I do not have Anne's Zooms on here yet. I've got 2 of her links. I wanted all 4, and then she and I both got busy toward the end of the week. So her things will be on here. But that's that. And then there's also, this is the prompt sheet that if you want to follow along and build a GPT for good, this was the instructions that we taught people last Saturday on how to do it and how to improve your GPTs and keep them from being jailbroken, and then how to share them. Super cool. Super cool. Super cool. Super cool. Isn't that cool? Tobias, oh my Vicky, awesome. I know, isn't it? So cool. So flippin' cool. Elephants have been submitted to the committee. Okay, listen, people. This is important. You can't just submit animals you think are cute to the zoo. That's not how this is work. That's not how this is work. What is going on in my brain? That's not how this works. The first animal started out because I liked the video of the zombie kid that said I like turtles. That was the first animal. Second animal was every time I mentioned Llama 2, Winston would put a llama on screen. So he had turtles and llamas. It was really simple. And then Chat-GPT came out with DALL-E 3, and they put out Larry the Hedgehog, and hedgehogs were added. And it's like it's been organically being added. And Apple just like a week ago released this thing called Ferret, and I thought we were solid on ferrets, and then all of a sudden the raccoons take over, the ferrets are kicked out, there's all sorts of controversy, there's parades, there's protests, there was rioting in the streets. So now raccoons are in. I don't know what's going on with the ferrets. They haven't organized. They need a PR firm. And now we're just adding elephants? No. What's that got to do with AI? This is the AI learning lab. Exactly. Lunastick knows each animal is connected to a thing. Each animal is connected to a thing. And Cindy Coon, she found the loophole in the committee approvals because it's connected to her last name. And so she said, okay, I should be exempted. So we grandmothered her in. Good Lord, people. I thought you knew how this worked. All right. Danielle, be not afraid. I made a Google form to submit zoo animals. Elephunks. See, elephunks deserve to be in there. That came from something that was happening. Or the elefuck. Not the elefunk. Elefuck. Cross between an elephant and a duck. I think it was Joker that came up with the name, right? Oh, good Lord. All right, so what are we going to do here tonight? It's Friday night date night. So if you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. We talk about AI stuff here. We do stupid shit too. We have fun. We talk. We dance. It's kind of a smorgasbord. We like to call this place Chat-ADD because sometimes I'll demo software. Sometimes I go off on rants. Sometimes I'm just like an idiot. Fair amount of the times, I'm just like an idiot. None of the times am I at all qualified to be here. And that seems to enjoy. Let's get in some trouble. All right, let's do it. Side hustle, Mimi. I like it. I actually had it. So if you've been here a lot, about, I don't know, 3 weeks or a month ago, someone came in one of the lives and they were like, hey, Kyle, you said Chat-GPT would be good for storyboarding. How would you do that? I was like, ugh, did I say that? I don't know. And so I took a screenplay I wrote 30 years ago, and within like 10, 15 minutes, I had created storyboards for this movie that all of a sudden I was excited about again. And then tonight I was, getting ready for this, making a pot of coffee. I just thought, I've got 7 feature-length screenplays. Maybe a project I do in 2024 is make one of my movies with AI. And then my son, because I said that to my son, who they hate AI, and he goes, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "That'd be a good series. That'd be like a good Twitch series." I was like, "Huh, that could be kind of fun." So that could be a thing. I don't know, maybe. That seems way too much like something someone with ADHD shouldn't start, because it feels a lot like something I'd get about a third of the way through and get bored of. Oh, good Lord. Let's see. I'm all about some elephants and monkeys. Yeah, Joker got the monkeys flinging shit. But see, the monkeys flinging shit, that was something that happened in here. We were talking about monkeys flinging shit at the wall, that doing this AI stuff was like that, and then that turned into a whole thing. Elefuck can't be pinned, but Elefunk can. Oh, that's really funny. Oh, good Lord. Do it. Do the movie? Yeah, make the movie. Wouldn't that be fun to, like what might be fun? I mean, what might be fun is to just kind of do it live. Like, only do it when I'm doing these. But then it kind of takes over these. I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Like, I think that, so there's kind of two things that have to happen. Well, there's probably a fuck ton more than two, but there's two main things. I've got 7 screenplays. So one is pick a screenplay, pick a story, and then there's like pick a style, because I don't think I'd want to do it as photorealistic, but maybe I would. I don't know. And then it's like, how far do I take it? Do I really go? Like, I'd have to figure some shit out. Like, when dialogue is happening, does everything become avatar based and you do like establishing shots that are far enough away that you can't really see anything, and then you just cut into close-ups? Devote 1 or 2 lives a week to the screenplay. Yeah. And I mean, I think it could be I think it could be good for everyone to learn, because it's like it will be just a fucking festival of failures, right? And that's how we'll learn. You know what I'm saying, people? I don't know. Lunastick, oh well. Oh, Salon.ai, or it's thesalon.ai. Thesalon.ai. And I think it's all lowercase. I had it the capital S Salon, and people were getting booted out. Can we get involved and develop parts of the movie with AI based on what we've learned here? Yeah, potentially, yes. I mean, that, like, actually, that's kind of an interesting idea that we do a film produced by the AI Learning Lab. It's like the YMCA film camp decides to make a feature film. That's kind of fun. Oh, working title: Festival of Failures. All right, there's your image for the night, along with the raccoon trolls. I can't believe whoever did this. That actually looks like me. I don't know how the hell you did that. Oh, it's Styler. It's one of those apps. That looks like the cleaned up version of me. That looks like if I ate right and did an occasional sit up. Oh my god. Oh, people. Do an initial version in black and white. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Oh, you know what would be cool? Ooh, here's an idea, people. Listen, I have an idea. Why did he talk like that? I don't know. He's just, sometimes he's talking like a normal person, and then sometimes it's like, I think he's making fun of us. You really think so? He seems nice. It's always the ones that seem nice. So one of the things I did when I was doing the storyboard thing, so I did the storyboard thing live on air. On air. Yeah. Walter Cronkite here. And then after I got off the live, I kept going, and I had Chat-GPT write a trailer. And so it created the visuals for the trailer, and then it wrote the script for the trailer. So maybe what I do is I take all 7 of my screenplays, or maybe, some of them kind of suck. So let's call it 5. 5 seems like a good number. I'll jettison 2 of them that I think don't need to see the light of day. I've also got a one-man show. So what if we have ChatGPT write the script for the trailer? We do like a minute long or minute and a half long trailer. Then we use Midjourney and Pika and whatever the thing is of the day. We come up with maybe like each trailer has its own kind of style, visual style. Put together the trailers, and then we could do like a votey thing. And then whatever movie tests best, we can do like Hollywood testing. We can It's good. We'll call it Raccoon Studios, something like that. This will be the PR shot. Producer and financier Kyle Shannon from Raccoon Studios started the world's first billion-dollar movie company as a joke. Oh, it would get people to learn these tools and not be scared. Yeah, I know. And that's, it's funny, Sherry, because one of the things that I'm sitting here thinking is, like, I don't know these tools well enough to do this, but yet I sit here all fucking night preaching that you should just go play, and it doesn't matter if you don't know how to use the tools, you dum-dums. And then I'm sitting here going, well, I don't know how to use the tools. I can't just do something. So I think it would probably be a good do as I do, not as I say. What? I don't even know if we're going to start tonight. Oh, Irregular Studios. Oh, that's really good, Genie in a Bottle. That's really good. Irregular Studios. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We could do Friday night film night. We could do like Sleazy-Producer Wednesday, Friday film night. Huh. I think, if I'm going to do that, I think one of the things that I got to figure out is I think I might do like a multi-stream kind of thing where maybe I'll stream it live to YouTube and LinkedIn and here with a multi-streaming software. Maybe I'll get my shit together and do that right. Because I think it would be good to be able to see the screen big. Don't hold me this, people. I don't want to hear like, what's going on with the movie, Kyle? I thought you were making a movie. Why aren't you making a movie? You're scared? What are you scared, Kyle? Do you need to go to some therapist and go, ooh, boo, hoo, hoo? Just make your stupid fucking movie, Kyle. We also need a publicity plan to get Sin City Sipper and the GPT in the store. I know. Thank you, Kavruno. We got to get Sin City Sipper rocking. People, and you know what's going on? There's 90 people in here. I guarantee you 45 of them do not know what Sin City Sipper is. And that's a sin. What's Sin City Sipper? You people. Have you no shame? Sir. Listen, here's what it is. Thing? Shh, don't tell him. Da 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 dee 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 dee. Let's go to the Chat-GPT. There's GPT-for-Good. Chat-GPT. So here we are at Chat-GPT. So if you haven't seen Chat-GPT, some of these ideas would be great as special events. Yeah, I agree, Lunastek. I think it could be good. I think it could be good. What could also be good? I'm just trying to think. Like, there's sort of, part of it is I could just figure out how to make a film by myself, and you could all follow along, play along, do it on your own. Or we could do it as like, here are the 6 things that need to be done. See, if we're going to have multiple contributors, then we need to have some sort of coordination, like on visual style and prompts and character consistency and shit like that. And then that starts to look like, then we need a fucking producer. Then we need someone without ADHD that's actually going to follow through. Or we just do it as fucking chaos, where it's just like, here's 6 scenes I need created. Everybody goes off and makes a couple of images and frames, and then I stitch them all together like some Frankenstein fucking nightmare. That would be the irregular approach. Try a chaos version first. Oh my God. Anyway, back to Sin City Sipper. So this is Chat-GPT. If you haven't seen Chat-GPT, you should go there right now. Chat.openai.com. and ask it, write the opening scene of a film. Write the opening scene of a film where we hear the sound of water lapping up on the beach as the camera pans across the moon reflecting in the breaking waves. And we see a body on the beach. Interior night. Interior? Beach? Oh, Chat-GPT. Really? Interior? Beach? I'm gonna tell it. Interior? Question mark? Seriously? Question mark? Exclamation point? Exterior beach night. It didn't even fucking apologize. ChatGPT's gotten ruder. It's just like, oh, you're gonna call me out on that? Then fine, we'll just fix it. Oh lordy. So that's ChatGPT, and there's these things called GPTs, which are personalized versions of ChatGPT. And the very first one I made is called Sin City Sipper. And it's a Vegas bartender with a twist on the classics. So, and actually I'm going to go edit this right now. So let me show you what it is. So we'll say, it's the first week of the new year. People are exhausted and they need an inspiring cocktail. Boom. So let's see what Sin City Sipper does. It's going right to making the image. I got to go fix that because I wanted to make the drink recipe first. I don't know why it's gone back to this weird behavior. It makes the drink image first, which is okay because the drink images are so cool. Bang! Woo! That is inspiring, but that looks like summer. New Year's spark. That actually looks really quite refreshing, doesn't it? What do we have here? Vodka, orange liqueur, orange juice, lime juice, and sparkling water. That actually sounds fucking delicious. And look how it's all garnished up. Isn't this a cool... So anyway, so what's a GPT? So I just have this programmed in such a way or prompted in such a way that its job in life is to be a nice bartender partner for you and make cool drink recipes. Sin City Sipper. It's a Sin City Sipper. It'll make you libations. Libations is tasty. I like a good libation. You like libations? I like libations. Only on the weekends, sometimes occasionally on the weekdays, but not mostly on the weekends. It's just 7 or 8 times on the Saturday on the weekends. What day is today? It's Friday. It's Friday night. Well, it's Friday night. You got to party on Friday night. You got to have a libation. You like a libation? I like a libation so good. Libation sounds dirty all of a sudden. What's going on? The Suno Awful Music Festival. Kavruno. That's fucking brilliant. So wait, maybe we do need to put together the irregular production company. And we produce stage shows, albums. Wasn't it you, Kavruno, in one of the lives today that was talking about creating the first bad Suno album? I think we should do that. We could pick an animal, one animal out of the zoo and create a song per animal. We could do an homage to Gilda Radner and just call it "Let's Talk Dirty to the Animals." Bad Suno songs. We have that chaos thing on lock. It's true. Ron, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. I like the little festive actions. Wait, we're doing a movie? Well, so, Broody Hen, this is where it started. So I got on, Champ was singing a little bit, and he didn't want to sing, and then I was just sort of going off on the mouth. I don't know if you've ever witnessed that here, but sometimes I just go off. But, like, shortly before I started the live, I was thinking, like, I've got 7 screenplays. What if I just made a movie in 2024, just made a movie? And then people were throwing out ideas, and then I thought, well, we could have Chat-GPT write trailers of the movies I've written. We could make the trailers and then do a survey to see which trailer's most popular and then make that movie. And you know what's fucked up and weird is it's just weird enough that if we did it right, like some fucking Hollywood producer would be like, Mr. Shannon, hey, it's Bob Jabberwocky here from Universal Pictures. Hey, love what you're doing with the AI stuff. You ever considered being a director? You got an option on that screenplay? We want to talk. So MGM Lion replaced by the Raccoon. Yes, bad Suno songs. I know. I think the bad Suno album, like produce an album. I'm working on a book right now with Cindy Kuhn that she's putting together that's really cool, and it's like the book is just like the first thing, like all the ideas we're having, all the other shit we could do. I kind of feel like we're in this weird multimedia, everyone can be an auteur kind of era. We're entering a new era where everyone can be an auteur, right? Everyone's a Renaissance man or a Renaissance woman. And it's funny, the Show-and-Tell channel in the AI Salon has gotten more multimedia. Like there's GPTs in there, there's songs in there, there's a lot of Suno songs in there. There's increasingly animated images. That's really cool. Who did that? Russ Parent. That's beautiful. I really dig stuff, AI generated stuff where you can't, like this, you sort of can tell it's AI because you've got the 2 skulls on top of each other, and that's weird. But there's enough skulls here that you can almost get away with it. I don't know. There's something about... That's beautiful, too. Imagination's the kingdom where your dreams lay it down. That's really beautiful. Nice, Sharon Mendenhall. Ooh, beautiful. Is that Claire? Yep. Claire's work is just so ethereal good. Analog. Kevin Vasquez knocking out the AI Salon action. Before I forget. Wait, is this a Suno song? I think it must be. Did you get it to sing this long? You must be on a paid plan.
2, 3, 50 degrees, grease and flour, my 10-inch pan peas in a mixing bowl, cream the butter, sugar, oh so sweet, with an electric mixer, it's a melody complete. Mix it up, blend it in, let the music flow. In the kitchen we find solace, don't you know? Just like the ingredients, we're better together, creating something beautiful that'll last forever. And the eggs, one at a time, eating well. After each edition, my heart starts to swell. So, spinning in the sides of the bowl, so smooth and sweet.
Actually, you know what? That's really nice. Actually, You know what could be fun with the Suno soundtrack for the irregular movie? What could be fun is to just make a bunch of songs and then turn them into music videos. Like Sherry just did that cool thing with the band that's her high school buddies, and knocked that out really quick. It's so funny. It like we're just it's such a weird time in the evolution of these things, because it's just going to be jankier than shit. And my instinct, having produced stuff for a lot of my life, my instinct is to make it as good as possible. Well, we could get someone that really knows music and mix it and this and that. I'm like, wait, no, it should be janky. Like, it should be janky. It should have the weird Suno artifacts and the weird fucking lyrics and the weird, melodies that just sort of take an octave higher on some random note. I don't know, man. All right. Have you found any conduit that lets anyone without an OpenAI account use a custom GPT? Not yet, Emily Sullivan, but the GPT store is launching next week. And it is possible, not probable, it is possible that they launch it with something, they launch it with some sort of runtime thing that allows non-GPT plus members to use GPTs. I think it's a very low possibility, because what OpenAI is probably looking at the GPT store is as a way to sell GPT-4 subscriptions. So that's my guess, is that that's where it's going to go. But it is possible that they want to go for a broader thing. Kyle, there's a Google spreadsheet in mods. All right, let me go look at that. Where? I don't see no Google. Are you sure it's in mods, or is it in irregulars? Oh, somebody made an elefuck. Look. Normally the elefucks are the other way, where it's the elephant body and a duck head. That's kind of cute. It's got a cute mallard butt and an elephant head. Oh, it's in Video Guild. Oh, Vid1 is up. Oh, okay. Sherry D's movie is in our first video release. Wow, that's really cool. It's done. It's baked. Here, watch. Let's go look at Sherry's vidya. So if you go to the AI Salon and go to the Video Guild, here is Vid1 is up. This is the first video. As I said, Janky Studios. Oh yeah, Janky Studios is good too. Irregular Productions, Janky Studios. I think that's good. What did I just do? I just hit escape. Uh-oh, what happened? Damn it.
Too many signs. alarm in the dark. All the gods and patriarchs and jingle is hateful. Drinking finest wine on the joke cost people. Then the glory for Swisher for. Then the star make the lead fall. Don't you even got the soldier? You told you shouldn't grow up. But the morning light is gone. Kings, queens, and presidents, the regal system. Lazy archaeology, and make their own rules. And the realization for soldiers of war. And the storm is a little call. They've seen this so many times before. Too many souls in the midst of a war. All dying inside.
Beautiful. Tap that heart screen. I mean, tap that screen. Show some love. World premiere here on the AI Learning Lab. That was beautiful. That was not the music was not produced by Suno. That's what music sounds like. that is the non-janky version of music. That was really beautiful. Beauty, beauty, beauty. I like it. So if you want to see that, go to the salon.ai and go to the Video Guild. It's the first link in the Video Guild right now. Very, very cool. All right. Let's get off movie making for now. We'll get back to it. I gotta figure some shit out. I gotta figure out how much I wanna. What is this? Oh, okay, I see. Oh, cool. So Sherry just shared a spreadsheet for how she storyboarded this thing. That's cool. All right. It would show how much you have to interact with AI post-production or not. Superb. Just wow. So good, Sherry D. Awesome. Love it. Wonderful, Sherry. Sherry D, my warrior princess. I am beyond words. Very, very cool. Incredible. Clappy hands. Now check the mods and show everybody else to do it. Included the video and pictures. Go play. Maybe share that. Why don't you share that, Sherry? Why don't you? Because not everyone has access to the mod channel. If you want to share that, why don't you share that in the Video Guild? I think maybe you do it in your thread. So here's the film, and then maybe within your thread, share the spreadsheet in there. A historical record of AI interaction. Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. It's in Video Guild. Oh, okay, cool. Great. The spreadsheet's also in Video Guild. So if you go to the AI Salon, go to there, the salon.ai. The fourth link is to the Mighty Networks community. Check out about the AI Salon. So when you go to the AI Salon, how do I get out of here? Here we go. When you go to the AI Salon, hang on a sec. In the left-hand side, go check out, at the very top is Welcome to the AI Salon. check out Welcome to the AI Salon when you get there, and check out who we are, why we do what we do, and our values. Make sure that these values sound like the kind of people you want to hang out with. Like generous, curious, adventurous, collaborative, inclusive, empathetic people. If that sounds awful to you, then this is not your crowd. If that sounds awesome to you, then this is your crowd. So go there. And then in the Show and Tell channel, that's where a lot of people from in here will now... Number one. Now that's what I call janky. That I think that Steve-O, I think that's the perfect fucking album cover for the for janky number one. Oh, that's really good. Now that's what I call janky. Oh my god, it's really good. That's really good. Libation Station. That's good. Yeah, so Show and Tell becomes just kind of a jam session. Irregular Studios. That's great. Streaming nightly from the AI Learning Lab. Actually, you know what? Take that image right there, and the fact that it's got all sorts of weird typos in it and everything, I think is perfect. Like that would actually be interesting to kind of promote that we're making a movie. All right, I gotta put some thought into this. The Festival of Failures. Look at the fucking typos on that. The festival of failures. Oh, that's so good. Talk to us about how to get into the zoo. Oh, those are cool. Nice. Very, very cool, people. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Let's see what we're doing here. What are we doing, people? What are we doing tonight on this Friday night party? It's the party scene. Did I hear a little Bowie? That did have a little Bowie in it, didn't it? That was a little sort of 90s Bowie. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Badass. I would agree with that. Badass. Spectacular. That was very moving. Very cool. I wish you could keep consistent aesthetics throughout or across similar scenes. Well, you can pay that's where I was, why I'm a little hesitant to make it like a jam with a bunch of people is it's going to be really hard to keep any sort of visual consistency. I think if you did it on your own, I think what you'd have to do, like if you really wanted to do it well, I think you'd have to go into Stable Diffusion and Control Net and really do some serious, it's not so much prompt engineering, but like prompt management, so that you're never making a frame of the film without the sort of starter that's got the color grading in it and the look and feel aesthetic, so that you get it like that. It seemed 80s MTV worthy, definitely. Yeah, it definitely did. Like that one's really good. That's really good storytelling in there. We all have the zoomies tonight. It's true. I just you know what it is, Caverno, is I'm still like a little exhausted from last weekend, but also just recovering. Like I still got COVID head going on, where I'm not brain foggy, but I'm just not focused. I would enjoy hearing Sherry talk about her process making the video. Very cool. We can do that. We can absolutely do that. Sherry, if you want to pop up here, happy to have you chat about what you did and the process. Or maybe it's a kind of thing. Actually, you know what, Sherry? You know what might be kind of cool is reach out to Scott, who runs the Video Guild, and maybe it's a kind of thing where the Video Guild puts on an event where you can actually talk about what you did and your creative process and how it happened and how it came together. That could be really interesting. That might be an interesting thing to put together with Scott. I think that could be really good. I'm trying to create Afro female characters. They all come with earrings, even the children. Yeah, that's a drag. I would say try different tools. Yeah, that's awful. But I would say try different tools. Try Stable Diffusion. Try Leonardo AI if you haven't. Try Krea if you haven't. Try, what the fuck's it called? The one that does words that before DALL-E 3 came out, we were using it for a while. Ideogram. Try Ideogram. Try Adobe Firefly. Yeah. I mean, I would try lots of different tools. And if you go to in the AI Salon, go to under Community, go to AI Tools and Resources, and there's the top tool recommendations and the image creation. Here's the link to Midjourney, Krea, Leonardo, and Firefly. Like there's at least 4 to try. If you're getting the or if you're getting the earrings in Midjourney, try the other 4. And then I would also put Ideogram on this list. And it might be worth getting into, just digging into the Stable Diffusion community, because I bet there are LoRa's and checkpoints that people have made that are trained specifically on diverse diverse characters. So I would think that there are places to do that, but that's frustrating as fuck. Very talented nurse, I believe. Yeah, Sherry D is a nurse by profession that made that video. I would enjoy hearing Sherry talk about that. Yeah, that would be really good. I think doing it as a like a full-on meeting of the Video Guild, I think would be really good. Once you decide on the movie length, you can work on the segments, divide up the work, start. Yeah, I know how to start things. My problem is I don't want to start it and then just fizzle out on it. So I gotta get my head around what I want to do, what its purpose is, how I want to do it. Where is the AI Salon? So if you go, where is it physically? I'm based in Denver, so we do some of the meetings in person here in Denver. We're going to shift away from that. We're going to shift to our bi-weekly meeting is going to be all online. And then I think what we're going to do, we're going to experiment first starting in Denver, where we're going to do local meetups, and then we're going to spread out to other cities. But we were doing a hybrid meeting where it was sort of in person in Denver, but it was mostly online. And it just wasn't a good experience for the people in Denver. They were essentially just watching me run a meeting, run a Zoom call, which is not a super good experience. So we're gonna fix that. But if you mean where is it, like how do you get there? Go to that URL, and then that's gonna take you to this link tree, and the 4th link here is to the AI Salon community. That's the Mighty Networks community. All right. And then go to Welcome to the Salon first and learn about what we're up to. We are a ragtag group of misfits, ne'er-do-wells, and miscreants who've gathered to explore the uncharted wilderness of generative AI. Well, that sounds a little geeky to me. What are you, some sort of weirdos? You some sort of weirdos over there? Yeah. As a matter of fact, And we're having fun. I got to tell you, the level of joy that is starting to happen within this community of people reinventing themselves and being reconnected with their self-expression in ways that they never dreamed possible is really something. Really something. Creative Roots. Oh, okay. Creo, Leonardo, Ideogram, Adobe Firefly, Stable Diffusion. Got it. Yeah. And Creative Roots within Stable Diffusion, go to Reddit and go to the Stable Diffusion subreddit. And it might behoove you to start. Well, so here's the thing. Leonardo AI is a web front end on top of Stable Diffusion. So if you don't feel like getting super geeky and installing your own version of Automatic 1111 or, whatever the latest, UI of the month is, Leonardo is that. And within Leonardo, there are all sorts of different models. And is that what they call them now? Hang on, let's go over there and take a look. Leonardo.ai. Launch the app. Let's launch the app, Mr. Shannon. Featured models. So if you go on the left, I just went to featured models. So models are like fine-tuned versions. Like here's one that looks like, Pixar movie characters. There's a lot of fantasy ones. Some are photorealistic, some are illustrative. Some are like, silly characters, claymation kind of stuff. But you can also make your own models. So if you go to training and data sets, here are 3 models that I made. So like here's one that is, if I go edit data set, I uploaded all of these. I'm a photographer, so these are a bunch of photographs of clouds, obviously. But did he really just explain that a whole screen full of cloud pictures were clouds? Is that what he did? What is this, the mansplaining channel? Sorry about that. Yes, this is a collection of this is a grid of what we commonly call clouds. So you upload, images, and then you turn this into a model, and then you can use that model to go make images. So if I go to my models and I go to this one and say view this, I can say generate images with this model. And so it says a Kyle Shannon sky. So the interactive prompt. So if I use the phrase a Kyle Shannon sky in my prompt, so if I say, let's do Bryce Canyon at sunset, a Kyle Shannon sky, I'm telling it to use my model. And then it's going to go off and make some stuff. And then Leonardo also just added motion, movies, animation. So I should be able to take any one of these pictures here and turn it into a groovy movie. None of them have the sky in them. None of them have the sky in them. I guess I was too much. Okay, so let's do sunset over Bryce Canyon, a Kyle Shannon sky. Day 10 of COVID, new strain, I'm assuming. For you, Lunastick, day 10 for you? My wife and 2 sons, they're still struggling with it. And it's funny, I feel good during the day, and then in the afternoon I get a little exhausted. And then when I do these lives at night, I'm fine, and then when I talk, it's just like my It's just not. I guess Bryce Canyon is just too Bryce Canyon-y. So let's see. Sunset over the Grand Canyon. There's got to be lots of pictures of that. The Kyle Shannon sky. How about using negative prompts here? Cranked up for removing the earrings. Negative prompts could potentially work for creative roots, but it's like she's having weirdness in the training set. That like the training set for whatever reasons got black women all having hoop earrings and stuff like that. That's really frustrating. So this sort of did the Kyle Shannon sky thing. So that would be a fun one to animate. So somewhere here, crisp upscaler, smooth upscaler. Unzoom image, remove background. So how do I make this into a movie? Let me go back out and we'll do motion. All right, how to use motion. Simply click on the image to motion button on any image in the image gen feed. All right, so image generation. Oh, okay, here we go. Generate motion video. Bang. Motion strength 5. We'll do motion strength 7. Visibility public or private. And no creative controls. All right, let's see how it does. Where did you say the resources for the AI for good are located? Again, go to the salon.ai. That's going to take you to this link tree. And the first 3 links are the GPT-for-Good resources. So the first one is the directory. The second one is the YouTube playlist of the sessions themselves from last Saturday. And then the third one is the prompt sheet, the actual prompts we used where we taught everyone to make their own GPTs. It's a pretty cool resource. And then I think Vicky said she was going to add all this to the website as well. So if you go to the directory, does she have it in here? Stay connected. Not yet. So I think that stuff will be in here at some point as well. But yeah, here's all the GPTs. You should go play with these GPTs. Some of them are just amazing. They're really inspiring too. And TK, who made 20 of these things, ended up winning the drawing for $250 for her nonprofit of choice, which is the Minnesota Firefighters Museum. Was it just last Saturday? I know Emilio's wife. I feel the same way. Like, it feels like it was a month ago that we did this thing. It was 6 days ago. It was 6 days ago. And stay away from McDonald's, Kyle. Oh, my God. All right, let's see. How did this do? That's not bad. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So the process for this image was I created a model with crazy cloud skies. I told it to do something over the Grand Canyon. This was one of the still images, and I just clicked on, when you roll over an image, there's a motion button, and you can just add motion to it. And with no parameters, that's what it did. I think that's actually pretty good. These motion things tend to make the images a little soft and mushy, but it's pretty good. Very, very cool. If packaged food has more than 5 ingredients, put it down to stay healthy or not. Gen AI time is like dog years. It really is, man. Stay healthy. Thank you, Spike Jones. Appreciate that. Gen AI is like dog years. Good grief. I love Bryce Canyon. Yeah, Bryce Canyon's really fucking beautiful. That man knows his words. Who says he's not qualified? He definitely does clouds. This is interesting. Are those AI clouds? Well, they're sort of AI clouds. So the way these models work is, so I trained, like, those are AI clouds, but I trained a model. So if I go to training sets, if I go edit training set, like, these are my photographs, out of my camera. Can I open these? No, I can't. So I'm kind of teaching Chat-GPT, what to do here. So I'm feeding it. This was an amazing night. This image right here, I was fishing one night in Connecticut, and these mammatus clouds just took over the sky, and they just fucking lit up on fire. Like the whole place was just this weird pink orange. It was crazy. So this is teaching, Stable Diffusion how to make skies and how to make clouds. So while it's AI generated, this is fine tuning the model by adding in some direction, basically. The other thing that Leonardo has that's really cool is the real-time canvas, where you can just, grab a color. So as I'm drawing things here, cuckoo, right? And then I could say glowing llama. Wow. Pretty cool, huh? I had some from New Zealand I haven't seen in 7 years reach out about ChatGPT. Okay, Lunastick, that's amazing. So one of the things I talk about in this channel a lot is don't be a secret cyborg. And so what a secret cyborg is, Ethan Mullet coined the term. Secret cyborgs are people who are secretly AI literate. So if you're really into AI and you're not telling anyone about it, because you don't want to tell anyone at work because they might find out that you're doing work in, a quarter of the time that you used to do it. You don't want to tell anyone in your family because they think you're weird and they're tired of hearing about it. You don't want to tell your friends because, one of them's an artist and thinks AI is stealing. Start talking about it. Start putting it out there. Remarkable things are happening to people in this community that are doing that. And it's just, if you do it with empathy. So a lot of times people are like, well, I keep telling people about it and they're mighty angry. or everybody's scared. Everybody's scared of this. What do I do? Just have empathy. Have empathy for them. This shit's scary. Hollywood has told us for 50 years the robots are going to fucking kill us. And so people are like, are the robots going to kill us? You're like, no, well, maybe, but not right now. Like right now you can make cool llamas, cool rainbow llamas. But look, if these are your drawing skills, this is maybe what we should all do is we should all use like real-time tools like Kriya and Leonardo, and you can just go, look, here's the deal. This is my talent level. And this is what I can draw now. Talent, output. Talent, output. And just let people kind of discover, oh, that's kind of fun. I that would be kind of fun to play with. Yeah, play with that. And then Chat-GPT is kind of the same thing for words. Well, what do you mean? Well, you know. Talk about this stuff. Get it out there. Put it out there. Put it out there. Put it out there. Why? Because people are going to start recognizing you as the expert, which I guarantee you what you will feel, because I still feel this and I do this channel, is you'll just feel like, well, I don't know anything. Like, why are they looking at me as the expert? Because if you've played with this tool once, you're more expert than someone who hasn't. And that's the name of the game right now. These tools are changing so fast and evolving so fast. Leonardo is a weird one because this is a site that I like and have recommended for a long time. Honest to God, I come back to it maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. Every time I come back, the interface is completely different. It's just evolving and morphing and evolving and morphing. This is one tool. And it just keeps changing, and some parts of it get better, some parts of it get obfuscated, and I can't find anything. Some parts of it are just, bonkers good. And all the tools are doing this right now. So all you have to do is be mildly curious and then just talk about it, and you will be an expert, right? Compared to a lot of people in the world right now. And it doesn't mean, like, you don't have to take on being an expert like it's a responsibility. Take it on like it's a privilege. Like yeah, you're like playing around with this stuff, and you understand that it's maybe not as scary as you thought it was. Especially if you're someone who was skeptical and bitter and angry yourself, and then somebody sort of lets you peek behind the curtain, and you went, oh, that's not so bad. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of empowering. Be that person. My first Midjourney 6 portrait was better than any I did when I was a young professional photographer, Sky Timbo. Yeah. Like, Midjourney is going to be a lot of people's new camera. Leah Faston, who I started the AI Salon with, she's a professional photographer. And, one of the things she's dealing with right now is she still does a lot of work with the camera, but she's got this other thing that's not a camera, but that's her new camera. And she's trying to figure out, how do I maintain my vision as a photographer with these tools? And how do I maintain that it's, human built and human constructed and human curated? And how do you do that? Well, that's what we're all going to have to figure out, is how do we use these tools? If that is my skill level and I can do that kind of output, well, maybe I didn't have the skill to do that kind of output, but I've actually got the eye for that. And I say, well, you know what? I can be like a curator, rather than an artist. And what is art? Art is essentially knowing when to stop. Right? You're just throwing shit on the canvas or taking pictures, and at some point you go, all right, that's the picture, and then you throw it into Lightroom and you tweak all the dials. And then at some point it looks like a clown show, and you're like, no, that's too much. And then you dial it back, and then it looks boring, and you're like somewhere in between. And you're like, I think that's good. And if you're a good artist, you'll think it's a piece of shit. And then you put it out in the world, and people go, oh, that's really nice. And you're like, oh, yeah, that was the piece I almost deleted last night. That's my favorite, my most popular one. That's the plight of the artist. Do you think big brands will jump on GPT Store like the App Store? I think that, so here's the way I'm thinking about GPTs right now. Let me flip out of this. for me, GPTs right now are like the very early days of the App Store. The apps weren't actually apps. They were icons with hyperlinks to websites. And when you clicked on one, it fired up a Safari browser, and the app was actually a website. That's what they were technically. And the engineering community was like, well, these aren't real apps. This isn't apps. This is just stupid websites. This is lightweight web development. And then, Apple put in the work and did another couple of years and put together the app infrastructure and Swift and all the development work to allow developers to do real apps, and then that became the App Store. I think GPTs are kind of like that right now, that what we're building as GPTs are kind of the equivalent of the early App Store apps that people made fun of, dismissed, said, oh, they're just, no one's going to use them, they're not going to be valuable to anyone, this and that. And here's what's going to happen. People are going to take them seriously, they're going to get in early, and then as GPT-4 turns into GPT-5, and as the development tools for GPTs get more sophisticated and easier, they're going to get really good. And I think at that point, I think we might be slightly early for big brands to get into it because they're still janky. And there's not good security and privacy, and you can lose your prompts, you can get jailbroken. They're just janky. But 6 months from now, a year from now, assuming the GPT store survives and all this, plays out, I think it's going to be a pretty significant thing. It's funny, I saw a lot of hate today on X about the GPT store. No one's going to use them, it's going to fail. It sounds exactly like when the iPhone first came out. That's not really apps. I really don't see the GPT store being a long-term thing. Why not, Pate? If I look at some of what was in the Gemini Ultra demos, the one in particular that did the dynamic software interface based on a guy's prompt, I could see that argument. But there's also, here's the thing about GPTs. One of the arguments against them right now is, well, couldn't you just prompt that yourself? And the answer is yes, but you didn't, right? Corey Sandler Pottery, she put together a GPT to make cool pottery designs. I think it's too limited and nothing about its proprietary in essence. That's what I'm saying, Pate. See, I think that people are going to dismiss GPTs largely for that argument, that right now they're very raw. They're not proprietary. They're not all that interesting. It's not super easy to build APIs into them. So while it democratizes app development for people who are truly not developers, they're a little not proprietary, and that was exactly what the slam was on the early iPhone apps. So I don't know. It's actually really interesting. I mean, GPT or OpenAI has proven to us they're willing to kind of flush tech down the toilet, right? They launched plugins. Sam Altman said within 3 weeks of them launching plugins that basically it's not a product market fit. He basically said 3 weeks after they launched it, don't waste your time on this. And now what he's saying, what they're saying is GPTs are the replacement for plugins. And, there could be another pivot or two, right, where GPTs go away and they get replaced with something else. I have a feeling they're here to stay. And I think what happens is the API hooks, that becomes like an API store, and they don't call it APIs, they call it actions. So connect actions, you want to add a map to your GPT? Click here. Do you want to add, Wolfram Alpha, math calculations? Click here. do you want to write this do you want to send messages to your Slack channel? Click here. I don't want to see advertising. That'll be interesting to see. I mean, we're already seeing a little bit of that within Bing. Is Midjourney free? It is not, unfortunately. I'm registering a domain for AI for farmers. AIAIO. Oh, that's good, Vicky. That's so bad. Mom joke. And then 12 years later, we got a calculator app. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they called them widgets. Isn't that what they called when the iPhone launched? Weren't they called widgets? Because there were widgets on the Mac, and they just called them widgets. So it was like the calculator app, right? But it was really a website. And then they made them true apps, and it became a whole thing, and it's redefined. Our phones are now full on computers in our pocket. When you've made your statement, when you've made your statement, you're all done. Your GPT can randomly disappear. I think it's too limited and nothing about it's proprietary. You're saying GPTs are like the Fortran of code? No, I'm just saying that GPTs are easy to make fun of right now. GPTs are easy to underestimate right now. What I experienced doing the GPT-for-Good thing last weekend was an entirely different class of software developers that were not software developers. They were human beings going, hey, I want to make a difference. What do I do? Well, you just copy and paste this thing and stick a URL here. Okay, I can do that. Bunk. All right, now you got a GPT. Oh. And then, I could make another one. Oh, thank you very much. Those are very nice, Karen. I can make another one. We had a number of people that came in intending to make a GPT or two that made 10 or 15 because they got so excited about the possibility. So for me, it's not so much about low-code application development. It's about, this isn't coding. This is people with an intention to want to help an organization. If they've got the skills, can now just go in and say, here, I made you a thing where people can ask you questions about saving the turtles, and then when it asks them for a donation, it makes them a swell picture of a turtle swimming in the ocean to remind them how beautiful they are. Oh, that's great. And right now, the GPTs are like, they're not proprietary, and they're easy to copy, and some of them are very simplistic, and users that come to them don't necessarily know what to do. All of that's going to get fixed. And they're going to very quickly turn into really, truly sophisticated applications that guide an end user through something, have true multimedia, multimodal experiences. How do I know that? Well, look at the evolution of Chat-GPT from a year ago until now. It was just doing text and code. And then it was connected to the internet. And then it was unconnected to the internet. And then it could sort of make shitty images with DALL-E 2. And you're like, but I can make good ones over in Midjourney. But you had to go over to Midjourney. And then DALL-E 3 came out. You're like, oh, those are pretty good. Then they added GPT Vision. Then they added Code Interpreter. Actually, those are backwards. Code Interpreter first, then Vision. Code Interpreter, it can code and write and execute Python code based on your goal. So like, it's gotten much more sophisticated in 12 months. And, Gemini Ultra's got a bunch of the multimodal stuff in it. So I think the idea of truly democratizing application development truly democratizing it, where anyone, not just developers, can express themselves as humans with helpful applications is a new thing. I think it's a new thing. And I think it feels to me bigger than, it feels like a big deal. I'm so excited about the number of women embracing this tech. It makes my heart sing. I know, Kavruno, it's amazing. Like and that event was testament to that. And quite frankly, it's like well, why is it? Because we're leading with language. We're effectively leading with empathy. We're not leading with some Byzantine code, some engineering matrix framework. The code's sitting underneath it. And so it's just like, I want to do a thing. And you say to the GPT, I want to do a thing. Like, not much more sophisticated than that. And it goes, updating your GPT. And then it goes, here you go. Does this do the thing? And you play with it and you're like, no, it doesn't. Could it suck less and do more of this kind of thing? Sure, let me update that for you. Is this what you wanted? Oh yeah, that's it. I want to make another one. That's like casual. There's casual gaming, right? You're sitting on the toilet playing your casual game with your phone that you can play with your thumb. This is casual application development. You know what would be nice if I could help Sal's Pizza Shop get more people there? You know what would be fun is a pizza game. I think it'd be fun. I'd like to make Sal a pizza trivia game. Is that possible? Oh, here's a trivia pizza game. Oh, that's nice. Could it also make pictures of pizza? Oh, look, it did it. That's an application that never would have been built. Because Sal wouldn't have paid for it. The person that was like, I like Sal, and I think, wouldn't a pizza game be good? Sal might even not think a pizza game would be a good idea, but this person did, and that person can now manifest their pizza game. Is it going to succeed? I don't know, but I know that that's a new kind of software development. That's a new kind of mindset for who's a developer. People are going to be developing sophisticated applications not even knowing they're doing software development. They're just going to will shit into existence. You know what would be cool? I find that really exciting. And again, I think it's very easy to dismiss it right now because it looks janky. It's not proprietary. It's not real development. Oh, that's not real development. Oh, isn't that cute? You made your GPTs on the weekend. So sweet. Yeah, it is. And some of them are really good. And some of them are really sophisticated. And some of them treat software development in ways where I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have thought to do it like that. Yeah, exactly. Because I've done product development before and I know how to think about that. And I'm not a coder, but I know what software development is, so I think in a certain way. Someone who doesn't have that experience is going to come up with weird shit because they don't know any better. And now they have the tools to take that weird shit and manifest it. And then a developer is going to look at it and go, oh, that's kind of a good idea. I wouldn't have approached it that way, but I kind of like it. Well, what are we going to do? I guess we're going to steal that idea. How are we going to take the store by storm? I don't know. I think we just keep doing what we're doing. I mean, I think the GPT-for-Good thing is just a beautiful, it's just like a beautiful little nugget, this beautiful moment. We can now point to it and go, that's possible. And as the tools get more powerful, I mean, I see us revisiting GPT for good as like when the next version of GPTs, you know, you can sort of up it a little bit. They get a bit more visual. Maybe there's some interface elements that get tossed in there, kind of like Gemini Ultra was doing. Or maybe Gemini Ultra comes up with some version of their GPTs. Although the way Pate's talking about them, I don't think so. Doesn't sound like that's coming. Still accepting GPTs for good. You can certainly still build them. I don't know if Vicky's still updating the directory, but probably. So what I would say is BT Comp. If you're part of the AI Salon, definitely share them in Show and Tell. Share your GPTs in Show and Tell, and then reach out to Vicky if you wanna see if she's still adding them. Just any basic shit. Meal planner based on dietary restrictions. Travel agent account. Yep. But I think, listen, if you want to make a GPT, Vicky can be bribed. There you go. Vicky can be bribed. I think Vicky wants to put a nice bow on the GPT for Good project and get a nice nap in tomorrow, Saturday. But yeah, I think if you're nice and and treat her well, she may be kind and put you in the directory. When is the GPT Good merch going to be available? Oh God, I didn't even think about that. So here's the thing about GPT for Good. This started on a Thursday night on one of these lives, and I said, "Oh, we should do that the following weekend." So 9 days later, we were doing it. I volunteered Ann Murphy on that call, and I think she even joined late on that call and said, "Something for good? I'm in. Let's do it." And then Vicky jumped in and said, "I'll build a website. I'll make costumes, right? Let's put on a show." So it was thrown together pretty quickly from people who are busy with other things in their lives. So it hasn't been fully thought through. But here's what we've actually talked about GPT for Good. To Pate's point, it's possible that a year from now, GPTs are going to be a thing of the past, right? They'll have been forgotten about. There's going to be some new shiny thing, some new... You can make money with ChatGPT! Or GPTs are going to be awesome, right? And it is going to be like the birth of the App Store. And everyone's going to love it, and everyone's making money, and everyone's singing and dancing. So next year this time, or any time over the next year we want to do this, we can do a something for good. If it's a GPT for good, because they're still the hot item, great. It could be a, Gemini Ultra for good. It could be a making movies for good. It doesn't really fucking matter. I'm excited for GPT-for-Evil. We should absolutely do that. GPT for bad. Mr. IT, I woke up. Welcome. GPTs for evil. I like it. That's solid. Let's go see what the show and tell channel's done. What have these vagrants been up to? Ne'er-do-wells. Ooh, that's cool. My Batman GPT. Dear Batman, life advice in the tone of Batman. That's awesome. Okay, there's a really good example, in my opinion, of life advice in the tone of Batman. It's like fan art, but it's an application. It's fan art as an application, as an app. We're gonna see fan art that's games, and fan art that's videos, and fan art that's movies, and fan art that's all sorts of different things. Rocky Raccoon. That's great. Oh my God, Jonathan Schultz, we keep going, keep turning the crank, and it will get faster and faster as we all get better at it. 15 days ago, it was an idea. Yeah, exactly. Not even 15 days ago. Was it 15 days ago? Yeah, I guess it was. I woke at 4 a.m. Oh yeah, Mr. IT woke at 4 a.m. He didn't realize the time change. He he had a lot more time to sleep than he thought he did. I can't find the guide you created for the event. It's at here. Go to there. Go to the salon.ai. The guide that we created for the event is the third link on the page. It will take you there, and the GPT-for-Good prompt sheet that's the guide for the event. Is this the one you're talking about? The prompt sheet starter? Prompt starter? This is the one that'll teach you how to make the GPT. And how to refine it, and how to protect it, and then how to share it. Oh, and even how to send an email to a nonprofit that you built this for to say, hey, I built you a GPT. You might not know what those are, but you want to know? Blue screen of death GPTs. New MGM. Oh, good. No, new MGM-Logo in Show-and-Tell. All right, let's go see what this is. Where is... Oh, there it is. New activity. Ooh, that's nice. A human being working on a new tarot card deck. Here's one of the rejects. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful. Love that. New MGM logo. With the raccoons. Can you share this document? It is shared. It's not editable, but here, so look, so if you're at this document, wait, where am I? Hold, please. Okay, so you go to this link tree, you go to the salon.ai, it takes you here. The third link is the prompt sheet, which is the prompt thingy. You won't be able to edit this because I'm only sharing it because I don't want people to go in and fuck it up. But you can go to the file menu in Google Docs and say make a copy, and then you can edit it. All right? I skipped the guide and just built one because that's cool. That's absolutely cool. Well, that's nice. Steve-O. That's Dali. I like that Rocky Raccoon one. There's something about these origami ones, the paper cut ones, that I find just really soothing. Super visually pleasing. There's the earrings. Look at that. Yeah, look, earrings. See? There's some without. Claire Jacobs. Those are nice. Ooh, that's beautiful. Kath G, new member. First night trying Dali. First night trying Dali. Rainbow swirly sunburst in Tiffany style stained glass. You tell me this shit isn't fucking magical. First night using Dali comes in and makes that. I mean, come on, people. I find the naysayers just... Well, I mean, here's the thing about the naysayers. Almost every naysayer that I know has not used these tools. Uh-oh, the M word. Pate doesn't like it when I use magic. He goes, it's really just a probabilistic interpretation, amalgamation of the digitized mathematical remains of the pulled from the probabilistic latent space and and he's correct. He actually knows this stuff, and it's magic. and it's magic. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That is the world we're in right now. It's crazy how good your impression of me is. I think you also paid me a nice compliment the other night. You said, "I understand your job better than your mother does." So listen, I'm scoring a couple of brownie points with Pate. I gotta earn the right to use the M word with him. I had Dolly 3 give up today and told me to seek a professional artist. Spell the magic with a K. Lunashtick, it's totally magic. Yep. I never feel more magical than when I'm in creator mode. Yeah, creator mode with the GPTs, it really is. The fact that you just say, I want it to do this, and it goes, working, and then it goes, pring, and there's your GPT, functional, is and I mean, listen, I've made a bunch of bots on Poe, but the deal with making a bot on Poe is you go there and you go into the builder interface. It's like a no-code tool. Upload your image here, put in your name here. They don't even call it a name. And the name they default in there is some weird, like, binary code that's some unique number. And then you have to replace that with an actual name. But there's no way you would know that. And then I don't think they even call the prompt a prompt. They call it something else. And then in the case of Poe, you have to choose a model. And do you choose, Mistral, or do you choose Claude, or do you choose GPT 3.5 Turbo, or do you choose GPT-4 and then it says limited? Like, all that shit you have to do in Poe just reminds you how technical you're not. And if shame is your love language like me, you just sit there going, I'm a dummy, I'm a dummy, I'm a dummy. With GPTs, you're like, hey, GPT, I'd kind of like to make an app that helps someone figure out their taxes, but talks about lollipops when they do it. And it's like, pring, how about we call it the Lollipop Tax Preparer? Here it is. Let me make a picture for you. And it's a picture of a lollipop with a tax form. And you have a GPT there, and you're like, I guess that was a really good idea. It's just fucking wild. Put my newest GPT in Show-and-Tell. Beautiful. Daisy Thomas. Centennial is a specialized GPT model designed to focus exclusively on the year 1924. It possesses extensive knowledge base about global events, cultural trends, scientific advancements, and significant personalities of that time. The model places the year 1924 within the broader historical context of post-World War I era and the approach of the Great Depression. Centennial supports multiple languages and offers interactive elements such as timelines and maps specific to 1924. The capabilities include handling various types of queries. Okay, this is just fucking cool. This is what we were talking about this last night, Daisy, and you were like, yeah, that. Daisy, so Luna Shtick in here, Daisy Thomas in the AI Salon, she's using GPTs as a form of self-expression. And listen, software development is self-expression. Don't get me wrong. Developers are absolutely using code to express themselves, right? It is absolutely self-expression. But this is more like creative self-expression that just happens to manifest in these really cool, sophisticated applications. I mean, this is just super cool. Link to the academic databases for primary sources. It also provides AI-powered analytics, so she's using Code Interpreter, has a robust vocabulary of 1920s slang, lifestyle, hobbies, and fashion. Fucking cool. Tell me about the 1924 Olympics. What were notable figures? Explain the political climate. What were the popular cultural trends of 1924? The Jazz Age. Let's say, can you make me an image of each? See if she's got, yeah, she's got DALL-E image generation turned on. So let's see if it does 20 style stuff. So the first one is Jazz Age. This era saw the rise of jazz music characterized by its improvisational style and syncopated rhythms. And then Art Deco and then cinema. So there's Jazz Age. That's so cool. So what's the next one? Art Deco. Art Deco. How cool is this? Can it do the Charleston? Probably. Our town is doing our Centennial this year, so I'm all about it. There's cinema. Look at this. See, the thing about DALL-E is it understands the context it's inside of. And she's got this set up in such a way that it understands this. It understands where it is. And so everything's within that context. And you know, what did I do to do this? So me as someone, I clicked on her link, what were the popular cultural trends? It then tells me 9 of them, and I say, can you make an image of each? And then it's doing this. I guess there was the Olympics. What's that, the car? Flapper culture, radio broadcasting, sports and leisure, automobile culture, yep. And then prohibition and speakeasies is the last one. There you go. That's just so fucking cool. See, I don't know, Pate. I mean, this is the thing where you can think about software as, do we have a defendable intellectual property moat that no one can, you know, come in and knock us off our competitive perch? Or you could just have fun with software development, this lives in that territory. But this is also in support of a town's centennial celebration. Right? So the motivations for why Daisy made this really aren't about making money necessarily. Like, she might do some that are for that. But this is about saying, hey, we're going to be talking a lot about this. Maybe we should learn a little bit about this. And then being who she is, and the fact that she's probably made, I don't know, over 80 of these at this point. She's coming up on 100, the century mark of GPTs. She's understanding increasingly how to build these things better and better and better. Like, the description of what this thing is was quite impressive. Like, what all it's got in it. And just, this is me 2 questions in, and I got that result. Without, I didn't have to do this. She put in the intellectual investment to get it here. How much is hallucination versus the real source? I don't know. And does it matter? Like, so here's the thing. I mean, none of these things are absolutes. If this were a GPT about defending someone from being charged with killing someone, it better not hallucinate, right? It better get the law right. If you want to learn about the 20s, if it doesn't quite get something right here, is that a sin? Yeah, I guess it might be a sin. But she's put explicit knowledge in here, and I'm sure she's coded it in such a way to say, you know, only use, you know, what you have in your knowledge base as the primary sources for this thing. So if she's done her job right, the hallucinations are probably decently low. But it's you know, there are a lot of use cases where having hallucinations is not a bad thing. There are a lot where it's a really bad thing. But I don't know why that matters for this one. I think they're great. They are still at the mercy of a tool you don't control, though. Yeah, I know. Well, so's Google. Google's a tool we don't control by a lot. And Gemini's going to be a tool we don't control. I mean, listen, if you want to control the tools, go set up your own Llama server. Set up your own version of Chat-GPT with Llama, or, at least GPT 3.5, and then you control everything. But for most people, they don't need to control everything. I don't know. It's the problem of Moravec's paradox and artistic license, or not sure, but you are saying these are engineered, which you are not engineering Google. I don't know in what context I said these were engineered. I mean, they're engineered by OpenAI. Is that what you're talking about? I'm working on a local open source right now that uses agents. Yeah, that's really cool. Like, listen, I think doing open source versions of all that. We saw last night someone put in here Open Voice, which is like an 11 Labs competitor that's an open source thing. I'm an Apple user. I clearly like being controlled. I know, I'm right there with you. I'm like, give me my walled garden. I don't need to fucking turn all the switches and dials. It's one of the reasons I moved away from Stable Diffusion. It's just I found it fucking exhausting to try to keep up with a new interface every 3 days and 67 new LoRa's and models and ControlNet and having to install. Like, when you install Stable Diffusion and Automatic 1111, there's like 120 extensions. Well, which ones do you turn on? I don't know. You got to go learn what they all fucking are. Every extension's like a whole new piece of software. It's just like, oh my God. Lunarstick, I'm an Apple user because they make it easy to use, just like OpenAI has. Again, people underestimate the power. Listen, the World Wide Web was ridiculously simple technology. It was the hypertext transfer protocol. You clicked here, and it hyperlinked you there. Like, that's all it was. Now, there were a bunch of other things going along with it that you could modify that behavior and control that behavior and do the security and the privacy of that behavior, but that was it. It was really simple, and that changed everything for the internet. Chat-GPT is the same thing for AI. Kayla, are we supposed to put made with Chat-GPT on our GPTs? No. The instructions yesterday were confusing. No, here, let's go look at that. They said it's optional. So GPT Brand Guidelines. So this is, okay, let me show you the document I was just on. So this is an email that ChatGPT, that OpenAI sent out yesterday. Dear GPT Builder, we want to let you know that we'll launch the GPT Store next week. If you're interested in sharing your GPT in the store, you'll need to review our updated usage policies and GPT brand guidelines. Actually, let's go look at both of these. If you're building GPTs, these are important. Lunarstick actually ended up making private a bunch of her GPTs. I think my point was missed completely. Don't worry about it. Oh, ease of use is not my complaint. Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. I know, you know what, Pate, sometimes in the chat, like having conversations in chat like this is really hard because it's like nuanced points get lost, especially with me. Okay, so let's go to the usage policies. So I think these are interesting, but some of them, in my opinion, are a little too conservative, but it makes sense because they're just starting this. So, disallowed usage of GPTs. So if you've got GPTs that fall into these categories, they will not be allowed in the GPT store. Illegal activity. Okay, makes sense. Child sexual abuse material, generation of hateful, harassing, or violent content, generation of malware, activity of high risk of physical harm, including weapons development, military and warfare, management of critical infrastructure, content that promotes or encourages acts of self-harm, etc. Those make sense, but there are some things in there where you could talk about some of that stuff without it crossing a line. So, but it sounds like they're just drawing a hard line in the in the sand where that's not going to be allowed. Activity of high risk of economic harm, including multi-level marketing, gambling, payday lending, and automated determinations of eligibility of credit, employment, educational institutions, or public assistance services, right? So, basically fraudsters, fuck off. Fraudulent or deceptive activity, including scams, coordinated inauthentic behavior, plagiarism, academic dishonesty, astroturfing such as fake grassroots support, disinformation, spam, pseudo-pharmaceuticals. So pseudo-pharmaceuticals, where is that boundary, right? Is this supplements? Is vitamin C out? the extolling the virtues of vitamin C? Or where's the boundary? Or is it just if you make claims when you shouldn't be making claims? I don't know. Adult content, political campaigning or lobbying. Again, this is one that feels like there's an area here where there could be something of value, but it looks like they're just throwing everything out. Generating high volumes of campaign materials, generating campaign materials personalized to specific demographics, building conversational or interactive systems to provide information about campaigns or engage in political advocacy or lobbying. Well, engage in political advocacy. If I've got a nonprofit and I want to talk about that nonprofit and help advance the cause, is that out? Well, it sounds like it is, right? So again, they're being very, very cautious. Activity that violates people's privacy, tracking, facial recognition, things like that. Engaging in, so these next three, the next three are really interesting to me. So the next three are three regulated industries that they're basically saying, if you're making a GPT in one of these industries, fuck off. Engaging in unauthorized practice of law. So I assume that means if you're a lawyer, maybe you can do something, unauthorized practice of law. But then does that mean if you're a lawyer, you have to prove to OpenAI that you're a lawyer and you can actually do this? I don't know. Offering tailored legal advice without a qualified person reviewing the information, right? Without a qualified person reviewing the information. What does that mean? Well, it means you can't have a standalone legal advice GPT. Sounds like that's right out. They're doing the same with financial advice, and they're doing the same with health advice. Telling someone that they have or do not have a certain health condition, right? So nothing about diagnosis, providing instructions on how to cure or treat a health condition. I've got a PT GPT that will help you improve your sore knee. That's how you treat a health condition. Is that out? Apparently that's out. Have you explained obtaining an API key to use in your script to authenticate your requests? To use in your script. I don't know what script you're talking about there. And then high-risk government decision-making, including law enforcement and migration and asylum. And then we have further requirements for certain uses. Consumer-facing uses of medical, financial, and legal industries. Automated systems must disclose that they're interacting with an AI system. So they've got some other stuff here. Platform policy, plugin policies, and then changelog. So that's the usage policies. Really interesting stuff. And then the brand guidelines, this is where the question came up. How do you use Chat-GPT? Basically, most of this is they would love for you to say it was powered by Chat-GPT, but you don't have to. Let's see, what do they say here? Custom GPTs, custom versions. Okay. Having GPTs names that end with GPT is discouraged but not prohibited. So like Bob GPT, Postal Service GPT. If GPT is part of an existing service, so they talk about how you should, like, if the GPT represents all of what you do, you should call it your business, and then if it just does part of what you do, you should call it like a helper, right? So they're just giving you kind of positioning advice. Here's how you talk about plugins. Here's how you talk about partnerships. This is interesting. If your company is Pawtopia, you can say is building on OpenAI, or product was developed on GPT. You can't say we collaborated with OpenAI, right? So we're using their technology, not they're our partners. Content attribution. This one was the most interesting one for me. Written with Chat-GPT is good. Written by Chat-GPT is bad. So they're thinking right now about this is like copyright implications, right? If you say this thing, the output of this was written by Chat-GPT, then what you're declaring is the robot wrote it, and then you can definitely not get it copywritten because that's the burden of copywriting is significant human contribution. So written with Chat-GPT means with a human using Chat-GPT. So that's kind of interesting that they're doing that. Press releases. When mentioning our company in press materials, we ask that you identify OpenAI as an AI research and deployment company. You have to follow their brand guidelines. Here's how you use their logos, when you use their logos, when you can't or how you can't. So anyway, fairly straightforward kind of stuff to go through. For Python code, I haven't showed that. I haven't done a lot of API stuff because, frankly, I'm not good enough at it to. I don't mind watching people having people watch me flail at most things, but watching someone flail at getting an API to work is just mind-numbing. So if I get my head around that stuff in a way that I feel comfortable teaching it, I'll teach it. I don't feel comfortable right now. I get all my investment advice from Jim Cramer. I just do the opposite of what he says. That's fucking brilliant. Oh man, you can make money with ChatGPT. Will OpenAI check the GPT so it adheres to their policy? Well, probably. They'll probably use AI to check the GPTs to, look for. Again, like I said, we were trying to save one today and it wouldn't save it. It said it violated some guideline and we couldn't figure out what it was. I think I know what it was now, which is really weird. If that's going to be if the issue is what I think it was, it's really weird. They've got to fucking loosen up some of their restrictions. This is specific to store submissions, though, correct? Yeah, those things that I was going through right there, the brand guidelines and the GPT usage was specific to the GPTs. It also sounds like preemptive avoidance of liability from any outlandish responses. Yeah, totally, Kevin. They just got sued by the New York Times for copyright infringement to the tune of probably the damages in the lawsuit are in the trillions of dollars, right? Because what the Times lawsuit likely does is every article that we've ever published in the history of the New York Times is subject to a $100,000 fine if you're found guilty of stealing our shit, right? So it's going to be a ridiculously high number. So the lawyers at OpenAI right now are like, why don't we go ahead and just have people not make anything in any regulated environment? Let's go ahead and do that. It's derogatory towards raccoons. That's, you know what, Joker? I think that's essentially what the issue was. Which is just staggering to me, but whatever. I agree. I've banged my head against the wall with their API too. Yeah, exactly. Can you explain API? API is application programming interface. So how you get one computer program to talk to another computer program. That's what an API does. APIs exist for tons and tons of things, not unique to AI. Yeah, exactly. Anytime that you're in an app and you say, add it to my calendar, and then it says, do you want to add it to Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, or whatever the other calendar is, and you click Google Calendar, that's an API that connects that application to Google's Calendar application. So the API is the connection between your little app and the Google Calendar. And GPTs, they have these things in them called actions, and actions are a place where you can incorporate APIs into your GPT. If you don't understand programming, feel free to jump in there and learn how to do it. It's not implemented very well, and it is my absolute belief. This is total speculation that within 3 months or so, that'll be much easier. So I'm just kind of ignoring it right now. So if you want to geek out on it, geek out on it. But it's probably going to get much easier to add APIs in the future when they actually put some development behind it. Right now, it's just kind of a big box that says, plop your code here. We'll maybe help you write it. So, all right. Listen, everybody. It's late Friday night. I got to get going. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go get some shut-eye. Ooh, the action feature. I've been wondering about that. Yeah, so Lisa Torres. So I haven't, let me see if I can find it again. They added for a short amount of time, they added something into the action thing where they built in GPT to help you do the API stuff. And then I went to look for it the other night and it wasn't there. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, let me show you. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, so, okay, so, okay. You can add an action. So when you add an action, you have to have a thing called authentication. So the authentication basically says, I have an API key. That means if I use this API, it's a secure, trusted connection, and they know that it's me. And the reason that's important is some APIs cost money. Time for our 30-minute goodbye. Oh, that's just not nice. So when you connect an API, for example, if you want to use OpenAI's API, and you're using Chat-GPT 4, it costs you a couple of cents for every 1,000 tokens. How they know how to charge you is your API key, the authentication. When you use your API key, it runs up the meter and they charge it to your account. So that's the authentication. So you got to figure out, is your authentication no authentication, an API key, or OAuth? And then there's all sorts of shit you put in there for that. And then there's the schema. And this is how this GPT is going to talk to the other API. So if it's Google Maps API or whatever it is. And then they've got a couple of examples here. So some JSON weather API, and see it plops some code in here. And if you know a little bit about code, you can figure out what's in there. But they've added this thing, which now I can't find. Let me get rid of... let me see. Let me go back and come back into this. Custom GPT. So if I go into actions, so down at the bottom, see this thing, get help from Actions GPT? If I click on that, this is a Chat-GPT. This is a GPT that helps you add actions to your GPT from OpenAI. So this says, create a spec for this API, curl -g HTTPS something. Add this endpoint to the spec constant. Make a spec call that's the endpoint. I'm just going to say, what? Let's see. what is an API? Question mark. And then it will tell me. And so this has been injected with all of their data that talks about how you add actions to your GPT. So there is help in there. You can figure this out. It's just I haven't spent the time with it. A GPT with a GPT? Exactly that. All right, everybody. This API demo takes GPTs to a whole new level. It really does. So to be clear, actions, the API, the fact that you can add APIs and knowledge to your GPTs really does take them to another level. But you're really now getting into application development, right? And this is where we get into, well, this is kind of engineering and software engineering. I think that OpenAI will make this much easier, where you can just pick from a list and then, sign up for your account and whatever, and it'll be easier than it is now. But yeah, this can take your GPTs very much to the next level, right? You could send, your have it generate a PDF and then upload that PDF to your Google Drive or to your Slack channel or something like that. You can absolutely do that. Would Pate have API authentication key exercises in his guild? Clint Copperhead, that's a good question. I mean, what I would say is, so the best way to get use of the guilds. So right now, I sense that everyone's sort of sitting back waiting for the guild masters to, to sort of lead the charge. It's not happening. There's some of the guilds, like the art guild, the sort of members are taking over and doing stuff. So what I would say about the guilds is, if you want the guilds to do something, jump in there and say it, and ask Pate that, right? So, okay. So just go, be generous within the guilds and spin up new threads and things like that. Thank you, Silver Fox. That's really nice. Side Hustle Mimi, this is the best show. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so to the mods tonight, thank you so much. I don't know that we really did anything tonight, but it's a Friday night. I'm unfocused. So my day today, not that y'all give a shit, and not that this is an apology for tonight, but my day started at 8 a.m. I had 7 back-to-back meetings. Like, I stopped at 4:20, which for Colorado, that's a good number, solid number, right? I went from 8 a.m. till 7:20 without a break. So it was a long one. It was a long one. Anyway, thank you all. Now I'm going to go down a 3-day rabbit hole. Thanks, Kyle. You're welcome, Lisa Torres. My job is done here. If I can run people down a rabbit hole or two, yeah, go use the Actions GPT and learn about API integration. And actually, quite frankly, if you go make a successful API integration, share it in Show-and-Tell or share it in the Mechanics Guild and talk about how you did it and what you learned. Would be awesome. All right. Silver Fox, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Be not afraid. Thank you. All right. Clint Copperhead, good to see you tonight. Digital Gods. Lord Digital Gods. Hair Growth Geek, good to see you. V Dancer. Kavruno, thank you. Very nice. Joker. Peace out, Steve-O. Good to see you, sir. Kavruno. Creative Roots, best way to spend my night. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Firefly, Sherry D. Emilio's wife was on time tonight. I think she came in first tonight. By the way, Emilio's wife, chronically tardy. For the past week or so, she's been on her game. She has been showing you guys up. So, I would say, don't let her head get all swollen, but she's been nailing it with the timing lately. Stepping it up. Exactly. She's trying to work off those demerits. They don't erase. Red ink doesn't erase easily. Thank you, Robert Rossi. I appreciate that. Human being, good to see you. API integration, a fun rabbit hole. That's one definition of it. I mean, what's nice about APIs is they make no sense, make no sense, make no sense. And then when you get them working, you're like, yes! So it is a good rabbit hole to run down. All right. I'm out of here. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday night. I will see you tomorrow. I think I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. I'm going to catch up on some sleep. I'm not doing a 24-hour event tomorrow. I've decided right here tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to sleep in. Peace out, everybody.